Hi, so I'm going to be talking about Eminem's Encore for the 20th anniversary. I actually remember buying this in high school. This is because that's when it came out originally, and I just remember going to Zellers and just being like, "Wow, I can't believe this is it's like it exists. It's like a new Eminem album." Like like back then, like it was pretty consistent, but even then, like I just remember me being like, "Wow, this is actually like a big deal." And I remember just going home and playing it and just being like, that that was a roller coaster. Like that was an experience that is gonna be hard to forget because it was like all these like amazing highs and really crazy lows. But I want to talk about like what it was like in high school when this actually came out because there's a lot of revisionist history and there's a lot of people saying certain things about this album. You know, words come up like controversial or disappointing or whatever. And honestly, like back when this came out, like it was pretty much in line with any other Eminem album. Like either you loved it or you hated it. And that was kind of like the streak you were on at that point. So either you were like a fan or you straight up just thought, "Oh, this is just more of that garbage he makes." But it wasn't the same as it is now. The climate wasn't like it was then. The climate, like nobody was like trying to be a critic. Nobody was trying to get their pitchfork on when talking about this record. People literally just said how they felt, and then we all just moved on. Like, there was no pretense. It was very much like, you know, either you were a fan or you won't, and either you were a fan or you weren't, and it was just like, man, I just remember like those those first two actual songs. The intro happened, and then like Evil Deeds came on, and I was just like, man, this beat is crazy. And I had no idea that Never Enough was gonna be as hard as it was because it just came on. Like I didn't even have time to react to it. I remember the first time I heard this album from beginning to end. Like I didn't even have time to like really react to it. I was just, I was just, I didn't, I was just blown away that like somebody could rap like that. Like, and this is like 2004, so it wasn't like it wasn't like you had Kendrick doing you know Black Friday or anything like that. It was this is like way before Rap God. You know what I mean? That time warp of 2004, like this is where we were at when this came out. So like I just remember hearing that verse and just being like, this dude's just built different. You know what I mean? Like this dude is just absolutely destroying this Dr. Dre beat, which sounded like the friggin' future. You know what I mean? It didn't even sound like a regular Dr. Dre beat. It sounded like something that was like made for like 2034. You know what I mean? Like that was like a time we couldn't even conceive yet. Like never mind 2004. And 50's verse was great. Like 50 killed it. Nate Dogg's verse was amazing. Rest in peace. You know, um, I remember like Toy Soldiers. That was an amazing song to hear for me. Like I really personally, that's always been one of my favorite Eminem songs since I heard it. Cause that flow is just untouchable, man. Like the way he's flowing on that song, and he was talking about the whole thing about that was that he was talking about a beef that like just happened, and we were all kind of enveloped in, like if you were there, if you're around that time, if LimeWire was like your closest friend back then, you know what I'm talking about. You remember that time period, especially if you were an Eminem fan. You remember what it was like to type in Eminem in the search bar, wherever that was back then, and like you would see like Do Re Mi, Bump Heads, you know, Bully. You know what I mean? All these songs, and it would just to hear like Toy Soldiers was just crazy. I just remember like the chills I got, and this is way before the video, way before Proof's death, way before any context was there or got changed or anything like that. This is just the first time listening to Encore when it came out, and I just remember hearing like Toy Soldiers and being like, "Whoa, bro!" Like, it was that conversational thing that like I couldn't get my head around back then. It was just like this dude's actually talking to the audience, letting them know that like I'm not doing this anymore. And back then, that was just like really crazy. That was a different time in everyone's life at that point. But like, hearing songs like Mockingbird and like, that being a single, because Haley's song wasn't a single, you know, and none of that stuff was really on the Marshall Mathers LP, which has always kind of been like my issue with it. You know what I mean? There was no real heart to the Marshall Mathers LP compared to like the Slim Shady LP or the Eminem Show or Recovery, And that's not to slight the Marshall Mathers LP. Like it's a fantastic album, but like it could have used other elements to it other than the ones that we got on that album. Because every other album feels like a lot more diverse. But I'm getting way off topic. Mockingbird was the first time he released a song about his daughter as a single, and you know, this is when I started to really pay attention to like the production. Because that piano line was just living rent free in my head, and I'm just like, bro, who is actually doing that? Because I know it's not M. M has said many times he can't play an instrument, so I'm like, who is doing this shit? So I learned about people like Louis Resto, Jeff and Marky Bass, Mike Elizondo. This is also like the first time like I would hear people like Mark Batson. Shout out to him. Like this is like the first time I would like really understand like the real production side of the music. But yeah, man, I remember hearing songs like Yellow Brick Road and hearing him tell a story about how he met Proof and how they both were into Big Daddy Kane. I'm just like, and then he explained like the racist take, which was also like a mind blowing, huge thing at that time because that was like a big controversy, and like people still bring that shit up, and it's just like, bro, nobody gives a shit about that. Anyway, um, that whole Yellow Brick Road song is underrated. If you've never heard Yellow Brick Road, you need to fix that. You know, the title track has like one of the absolute best hooks I've ever heard. I don't know if M wrote that or 50 wrote that. It's most likely M wrote it and 50 just sang it, but like that hook is just like, cause we came here to set this party off right. Let's bounce tonight. Like, oh my god, I could. If that song was just that hook over and over again, I'd still love that song. Like that hook is just my lord. You know what I mean? Like, and like spend some time. That's an Eminem verse that I don't feel is very appreciated by the hip hop public at large. I feel like when we talk about Eminem's best verses, and I mean all time, I mean like the list of his best lyrical performances, you gotta spend some time in there. I don't know where it would rank, but that one's gotta be up there. That my dude was flowing like the Nile, man. Like it was to hear that to hear that 20 years ago was crazy. Like I never heard him flow like that. Like that was just different, you know. The closest I could even think back then to that verse, I don't even know. Like he was on a different time on that verse. But like the bonus disc, all y'all who didn't like buy this album in 2004 and missed out on the bonus disc, damn man, y'all gotta fix that. You know what I mean? Like that third verse on Love You More has to be heard by every Eminem fan. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And like we as Americans, like, man, that dude was rapping on that. Mans was straight rapping on that. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, what's that part where he's like, Couple of cocktails to send me to jail. There's a couple of cops out on my trail, but this time when I get pulled over, there's a Doberman pincher with a pistol in the seat. These pigs look a bit fooling with me. Bitch, you're gonna see no pistol. Shit, I missed the line. These pigs look a bit fooling with me. Quit fooling with me. Bitch, you're gonna see no pistol in the seat. Why it always gotta be a issue when you're me? Which you're gonna see on the wrong one. No, in which you're gonna see in the long run, I'm gonna be the wrong one you wanna harass with this limo tinted glass. Flashing that flashlight on my ass, where is you at? Last night when them assholes ran up on my grass, rapper slash actor, kiss the crack of my cracker slash ass. Man, and don't get me started on Ricky Ticky Talk, man. This is 2 minutes of just straight flowing, literally. And like at the end, where he's like stomping, I've been romping since Tim Dog was hollering F Compton. I was wildin', freestyling back when they were still making Maxell cassettes and wasn't even Raps Elvis yet. Like, bruh, like, come on, man. But like, I don't know, man. Every time like I even like just look at this track listing, like, you know what I mean? Like, literally some of his best songs exist on this track listing. Evil Deeds, Never Enough, Yellow Brick Road, like Toy Soldiers, Mosh, you know what I'm saying? Spend Some Time, Mockingbird, the title track, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and like my personal favorites, like my first single, I like that song. You know what I mean? Some people don't like it, I get it, but I've always genuinely liked that song. Shade is the label, Aftermath is the stable. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the only song I definitely didn't like on Impact was Just Lose It. Like, to me, that's like a very low tier Eminem song. That's just me personally, though. Like, if people like Just Lose It, like, I get it, but yeah. Mosh, though. Mosh was just. Dr. Dre is a genius. He really is. He's a musical genius. You know what I mean? But, like, you know, yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to say a little bit about Encore. You know, again, people have a lot to say about it, but I don't think they were really there because the people who were there didn't have a lot to say about it at the time because it was like you picked a side. You know what I mean? Like you were either the side that fucked with it or you were the side that didn't fuck with it. So I don't know. You know what I mean? Things change, but one thing's for sure, man. I'm gonna play this album a lot. Played it a lot already in the last 20 years, and play it a lot more in the next 20 years. So yeah, again, I just wanted to come and say something for the 20th anniversary. Happy 20th anniversary to Encore by Eminem. Um, I love it, honestly. I'm gonna play it for a long time. And yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna peace out. You know what I'm saying? Shady aftermath. You know how that goes. And yeah, bye.